Yes, you're being recorded. If you don't mind turning them off, that would be great.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, this is what
Close this.
That's my cat. That's my darling Oscar. My first one.
That's a big one. Big one.
that was Daisy from my job. She heard next door, because next door had the same door as us.
Yeah.
So she heard the door, like, from next door open. And then she thought it was Sam, and she was away and
Yeah.
Alright everybody, welcome to today's session. I'm Shari, your trainer, who we met last week. And we are going to be looking at hazards today in the refinery. Last week we covered work health and safety policies, procedures, and we discussed about how to find them, what they are, how to navigate the controlled document system. But this week we are going to be moving on to hazards. What is a hazard? How to identify it, report it, communicate it, and what to do about them. So, hazards. Oh, and before I move on, if you have a mobile phone, would you mind switching it off or muting it? And if you need to go to the toilets are just out the store and to the left here. And if you get a phone call, if you wouldn't mind just taking it outside. And we can all try to be respectful of each other as well. If you've got a problem or a question, just take turns, but healthy discussion is encouraged. So what is a hazard, injury and risk? These are the things we're going to be covering today in this presentation. How to recognize a hazard, the types of hazards, what is your risk evaluation models that we use here, and how do we use them? How do we control hazards? What do we do about them when we find them, so reporting them, and what resources that we have available to us. So, what is a hazard? So a hazard is a source or a situation with the potential for harm, causing injury or ill health to people, damage to property, damage to the environment, or a combination of these. So, if I say, what is a hazard to you, say Gav, what would you think is a hazard? If you can think of a hazard off the top of your head, what do you believe it could be?
You've got a minute there, mate.
That's right, Gav.
Sorry, Charlie.
Off you go. Gav,
I'll just be a second.
that's okay.
Sorry, what was it?
If you can think of a hazard, what would be an example of a hazard do you think?
Suspended load.
So suspended load would be the hazard, because that's the source.
That's the source and the situation of this, and potential for harm.
Yeah. Dylan, what would you reckon a hazard would be?
maybe like a chemical spill on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
because it could damage the environment.
Yeah. Will cause ill health to people?
Yep.
So what's an injury? That is definitely an injury. So for those who don't know, Dylan has a splint on his finger. It was caused by football, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So the hazard in this case was football,
Yeah.
and the injury, well,
Fractured finger. Yeah.
fractured finger. So what is risk? The risk is the chance of something happening that will have a negative effect. The levels of risk reflect the likelihood of the unwanted event and the potential consequences of that unwanted event.
Sorry, sorry.
That's okay. So controls. Controls are the measures put in place to decrease the likelihood or consequences from an unwanted event. So these are to reduce your effects, so you're going to be providing PPE, or you're going to be engineering a solution to fix it, to remove the hazard, and you have, your emergency response personnel on site. These are all different controls that you can put in place that will lessen the consequences